what we need to talk about is this monumental piece of legislation that's coming out courtesy of no one but Marco Rubio.
Well, who else could it possibly be?
And he's so generous, little Marco. So little Marco Rubio has decided that people who have been that have survived terrorist attacks should have their student loans forgiven.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that now people who have survived if you have survived a terrorist attack, so terrorist attack survivors is now a protected class of people, apparently, that is worthy of having their student loans forgiven. I guess that's a bright side to surviving a terrorist attack. I know a lot of people that haven't that would like to have their student loans forgiven. But what's amazing about that, Marco, you turd, is that the president could just actually write an order and get rid of all student loan debt. And your stupid policy could then go right up your stupid self-ass.
And not only that, but let's face it, most people are starting to learn more, just the whole experience of dealing with COVID and understanding that modern monetary theory is a real thing, that we can actually afford to do these things. We have again, it's very simple. For anybody who doesn't understand what modern monetary theory is, it's very simple. There is a lot of details to it, but the most basic concept is that the federal government is a currency issuer, which means it cannot run out of money. It merely needs to control inflation. State and local governments are currency users. They have to balance a budget.
Correct.
That is the difference. So when somebody at the state level tells you that we can't afford it, well, that may be true, yes, but you need to also understand where the money's being prioritized. So, for example, in the state of Florida, Governor DeSantis likes to prioritize big business tax cuts. So how do you do that? Well, you create a sales tax for working class people. So we get screwed to help rich people. It's really, really good. And so
what is this about, though?
Oh, I don't know.
No, but I'm really just curious because that's so fascinating.
Well, because it's somebody who's probably pro-Israel and thinks that we're nut jobs for talking about, I'm surprised we didn't get, why are you putting that up there?
Because you put it up the first time, but I'm trying to read it. You are withholding free healing of ill children. All right, I don't know what that is.
We've got crazy people who come on the show.
All right, go away. We already have a troll. Thank you, Wesley. We're not accepting troll applications.
No, listen. Declan, you have competition here. You have to deal with
Wesley, we're not accepting new troll applications right now. We'll get back with you when we are.
He's our person.
Where is he?
You're in
competition. He said Declan's already here tonight. There he is.
Yeah, Declan. No violence tonight.
All right,
Declan,
no violence.
We're expecting you to step up, baby. We can't allow you to lose your perch because this guy's pretty good.
Declan, you got to take down the new troll, man. We got a new troll.
But, this also speaks to a more interesting issue about Rubio and the fact that he's even attempting to try to do something. But what I think that also speaks to is the fact that his hands are so tied by corporate interests that he really has no maneuverability.
I think it's that, and also him pandering to his red, white, and blue patriotic base that loves the idea of going after the terrorists and capturing all the brown people. I think it's inflammatory language. I think he purposefully does that to highlight it, because how many people does this apply to? How many people that are survivors of terrorist attacks would have their student loans forgiven? Like, how many people does this apply? This is not a group of people. That's a ridiculous statement. It is virtue signaling.
Well, it is virtue signaling, and it doesn't actually apply to something that you can touch.
It's the most ridiculous thing.
How many student loan debt people are we talking about that actually were victims of a terrorist attack?
That's what I just said.
But that's the point. It's like, where do you come up with something like this?
The asshole of Marco Rubio.
He's certainly got he's got a big mouth. I don't know about his butt. I'm not going to think about that. But I think this is more to the fact that he is just, again, he's so not GOP from the standpoint of he doesn't have the spine to, I guess what you would say, kick ass and take names. He really is
he's such a little snivelly, whiny
weasel. He's a weasel.
He's a weasel.
And he's just,
but yet he's not as bad as, like, say, Ted Cruz.
No, Ted Cruz is the ultimate weasel. But it's just amazing how in the state of Florida, we complain so much about how bad politics are here. It is amazing how juxtaposed Rubio is to DeSantis. They are so different. DeSantis is one of those guys who doesn't ask any questions, doesn't care, just does it and goes about his business, and he doesn't care how many people he pisses off. Whereas Rubio is like the complete opposite of that. He's so mealy-mouthed.
They represent both of those factions of the Republican Party.
Maybe that is the intention. Maybe the intention is to actually have, that whole idea of, well, when it's all said and done, we are going to bring in the entire faction. And so the one thing that the GOP does tend to do is vote in lockstep. Well, here are the two GOP candidates. DeSantis appeals to one side of the party. Rubio's appealing to the other side of the party. And as long as they hold that line, that's what's going to win the day next year. Now, as far as the Democrats are concerned, I think we both agree, and we love Alan Ellison. And I think that he deserves a fair shot to become the nominee. But they're going to put all their weight behind Val Demings.
Of course they are.
That is a big mistake, because the person that is drawing the most ire from the Democratic base is Ron DeSantis. If you try to go after Rubio as sort of like that lead, you will lose. Like, you're going to lose. The only
I don't think either of them are getting beaten. So.
Well, that's true. But what I'm saying is, if DeSantis were to be the one knocked off, then Rubio would get knocked off as a sort of a ripple effect, if you will.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen if you try to target Rubio, because he's not hated enough. He's not, he's disliked.
No, he's weaselly and annoying, but he's not hated.
He doesn't get paid. Like, oh my God, I got to give all my money to
why
stop
do people feel like that about people like Ted Cruz? Like, I don't understand. I find him infuriating.
No, it's
like, I want to punch him in his vagina.
May I please? Walker, don't worry about it. We are about to finish for the evening, so you'll be able to see it in just a few minutes. Again,
so do we have, I'm assuming we have, when people look in the link in the description, is there something that just is a link to the Patreon? I think there is. And I think that we put that in our descriptions. I'm pretty sure we do.
We do. But again, like I said, we are trying to build up support for the channel through Patreon. It's very important. And again, if you like our content, if you like what we're doing, remember, we do not take a salary. This is about helping build community grassroots support for the things that we're trying to do. Things like community gardens.
I want you to stop saying that, because at some point we might be able to take a salary. So, like,
I have no intention of that.
Okay, well, that's good for you. I have no problem with making a few dollars. I have no problem with making a few dollars.
Yeah, Jen wants to make a few bucks.
I do. If I can find a way to get paid doing what I'm doing, then yeah. But stop saying we're not taking a salary. I don't need to write that in stone.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now we're not, because there is none. So you say it like it's some virtue, like it's so virtuous.
Well, no, I think it's important that people know that
that is true. Right now, all of our money does go back into the community.
And again, I don't want to and I don't want to, I have nothing against other content creators. You do what you have to do, but I don't really see anybody else doing what we're doing. I think we kind of are unique in that regard.
Well, because we're a live stream, but we're also a podcast. So we have podcast content, interviews that you get from people that do podcasts. And that's not usually what you see on the live streams. Live streams are generally just talking heads going back and forth and getting clicks. So we're more of a podcast content on a live stream format.
Last time, guys, it really does help. $5 or $10 Patreons or patrons this evening will get this beautiful Lulu sticker, along with, if you're a $5 patron, you will get the
generational change. It's a hemp bracelet, and then we also have the jerseys for our $10 patrons. So,
which is really awesome if you think about it.
So you guys get
an
merch.
Investment worth making.
You guys get merch, but I will say that this was my brainchild. I dreamt of this Lulu sticker, and I'm very pleased to have created.
Wave goodbye to Jen. This is the last time you're going to see her in studio.
You make it sound like I'm going so far. Yeah, I'm going to be in Asheville, and yeah, I have my little generation. I'm
going to be like Kramer here, being able to handle the studio all by myself and doing really crazy stuff. And then you never know, might hold it down.
I'm going to have to teach you how to go in on the closer angle.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe that might be a good idea. I'll try that. We'll see what happens.
For our age difference,
I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeVille.
For our age difference, you're way not as technologically where you ought to be.
I just don't invest as much time in it as I should, and that's not true, because you don't know what I can do on social media and things like that.
That's not tech. That's just marketing. So what I'm talking about is tech. I never said you weren't a good salesperson.
Okay, fair enough. I think I'm a good salesperson.
You're a great salesperson. I just think you're technologically challenged, disproportionate to your age. Like, I feel like I'm more tech savvy in 9 out of 10 times than you are, and I'm like the oldest person around.
Oh, I think we have one more guest.
Oh God, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh God, no, not him. No, all right, Susie, you can get off now. She hates the
Jen,
imitation.
I just wanted you to know. Come on, man. I want to let everybody know that I did a really important thing today. I signed legislation to make Juneteenth a federal holiday. Do you know how important that is, man?
Do you even know what Juneteenth is?
Of course I do. It's some day that's going to be important to people that have, I can't remember. But anyway, it's very important that we talk about the importance of having a federal holiday that does nothing to help anybody. Am I right? Come on, man. Got everybody. I talk about bipartisanship all the time.
This is bipartisan uselessness.
Well, the Republicans joined us.
Well, of course they did. Look, if there's one thing you guys could all agree on, it's feckless nonsense.
I don't know, man. I don't really want to worry about that. What I do worry about is, can we make a deal? Because here are the facts, Jack. You got to make deals in Washington. And we made a great deal today. We got everybody to sign on to the legislation. I don't know if
do you know what Black people prefer than Juneteenth? Healthcare. Healthcare. And a living wage. That's what actually Black people prefer, because you know what? That's what all people prefer.
Look, I know I made promises, but I don't know how to keep them.
Yeah, well, you promised a $2,000 stimulus check. You promised a $15 minimum wage.
Man, I didn't promise that. I promised that I would give them an additional $1,400.
No, Joe.
Yeah, no, that's what I promised. I'm pretty sure that's what
I said. Take your Adderall, Joe.
I don't take anything. Maybe I should. I don't know.
The only thing that would make that more realistic is if the eyelids closed. The eyelids need to be able to close.
Are they closed now?
They're closed now.
I'm trying my best. How am I doing as president? Am I doing okay?
No, you're not, Joe. You're doing nothing. You're maintaining the absolute lowest form of status quo possible without being Donald Trump. That's basically the gist of what you're doing.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So, you're
just a little bit better than that. But I appreciate your concern. But we did get a deal done today.
You got nothing done today, Joe.
Listen here, Jack, or Jill, or whatever you want to call yourself.
You got Juneteenth as a holiday.
But that's a deal.
That's not a deal, Joe.
It's a big effing deal.
No, it's a day in history that should have already just been taught, because it should just be taught.
Yeah, because of me, it's not going to be taught.
Great, Joe.
Doesn't that count for something?
No, not as much as your crime bill, Joe. Let's talk about your crime bill.
Let's not talk about that. I don't even remember when I did that.
Of course.
That's too long ago.
No,
man.
Yeah, well, I assure you that if you were to go out and poll Black people, they're more infinitely concerned with that crime bill than they are with celebrating Juneteenth as a national holiday.
I don't agree.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, I know some Black folks.
Oh, I think I'm doing a great job.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Today, anyway. Did you see how I yelled at that reporter the other day?
No.
Tried to twist my words, man.
It's not hard. All right.
No, listen, I don't really have a lot of words to say. So
that's for sure. Now, and therein that we agree. On that we agree. You are a man of very few words. That makes sense.
I got some really amazing news, guys. Can you believe it? Jen's going to be gone, and I'm going to be running the show.
You make it sound like I'm leaving. I'm just not going to be in studio. You're still going to have to. I'm concerned because you're. Yeah, I am going on a trip.
A lot of nasty things about me, and you're going to be going on a trip for a while.
I'm going to the mountains. I have to go. Yeah, the mountains are calling, and I must go. And I must go. John Muir.
Hey, listen, you may not be coming back. I'm just saying.
I'm coming back.
We're going to have you under surveillance and everything.
That doesn't surprise me.
But again, we made a great deal today, and we changed absolutely nothing. Just like I said was going to be the case. Remember? I said nothing would fundamentally change, and I kept my word. Come on, man. Ain't that great?
You know what I find interesting is that you could sit there and do that. But let's say, for example, that I did good imitations. Let's say I did good imitations. And let's say I put on a Kamala mask and I was doing that. There's no way I could get away with doing that. I'd get killed.
No.
I'd be called racial and cultural
appropriation.
Yes, I know. That's... Fortunately for you, you're just another white guy imitating another white guy, so nobody cares.
To be a white guy.
Yes, it does.
Job, man.
No one's as cute as my white dog.
I like that white dog. That's really sweet.
Well, you like hair, and my dog has hair. Oh
man, I really like that dog. Can you bring that dog closer? I'm just being me. Good old Uncle Joe. You call me Crazy Joe.
It's just people don't like to be pet. You know what I mean?
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I'm very sure.
I don't know, man. I think we're doing okay.
All right. I need one of those hooks, like from vaudeville.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace out, all.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.